Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marina Stefanova and you're watching CSR Advicebox series, the show that helps you understand the CSR agenda and concept and feel confident to practice it in your everyday work. Today, we are going to focus on the company's strategy and investments in training and education. You know the structure. We will look for the answers of the questions: what is it? What does it require? How long does it take? How much does it cost? And is it worth doing it? Please take a delicious cup of tea, sit comfortably, put your headphones on, and let's start. Employees are always considered as the most valuable asset of any organization. If you have them well educated, they will be more motivated to work, more productive. They will be innovative because they will think of new ways to do their job more efficiently. They will have new ideas for diversification, for example, or innovation. They will cherish the company because it develops them as long as they develop it. Are these only slogans, or company really believe that the employees are their most valuable resource of capital? The latest Davos report focused on the future of jobs is a little bit concerning. We are speaking about the present where there is artificial intelligence, robotization, nanotechnology and 3D printing, which are completely changing the picture and the way how business operates. In the upcoming years from 2015 to 2020, 7 million people will lose their jobs because of these amendments. This is a scary number. On the other hand, they say that what we will see are 2 million coming new jobs in the field of computers, mathematics, architecture, and engineering. In the fourth industrial revolution, the creativity will become one of the top 3 new skills that every employee should have. Creativity that is going to show us how to innovate our process of production or process of distribution that will help us produce new things, new services, new products on the market, or a way to attract new target groups that we would never imagine will become our clients before. But can you teach creativity? According to the most renowned international organization dealing with the labor rights, namely the International Labour Organization, there are 3 very important tools in order to contain and maintain human resource development: education, training, and lifelong learning. They say that they are essential for every successful business development. They help the realization of the full human potential, reduce poverty, assist social inclusion, and sustain economic growth. To think practically, you will most probably use the Global Reporting Initiative definitions and indicators to follow this activity. The training activity refers to all types of vocational training and instructions, paid educational leave provided by the organization for its employees, pursued externally and paid for in whole or in part by the company, and provided on a specific topic. It is easily divided into 2 main directions. First, for upgrading professional skills, and second, for transition. There are many forms of training: tutoring, job shadowing, apprenticeship, official training courses in the college or university, mentoring, video presentations, just the one you're looking now, some kind of in-house training, self-train the trainer with your colleagues, personal desk researches, and any kind of idea that you can imagine is going to bring you new knowledge and skills. The answer to the question you already expect: how does the perfect human resource development strategy look like? I will not be very long today. I will just want to quote one of the very inspiring CEO, namely Kathy Bloomgarden. She's saying that if you want to have the perfect strategy, you just need to know that training and education are part of everyone's job description. Today, the human resource development is one of the core main management process in your company. You have to focus on it and really develop it in a long run. What you need? First and almost the most important thing are commitments from two sides. The first one, of course, is the senior management commitment, because we will not be able to spend so much time on distortion and of the working process and taking a person or a group of people from it in order to enhance and reach or learn new skills and new information. On the other hand, you cannot perform a real training without having the will and the desire for the trainee to upgrade. This means that all employees should know and realize that training is part of their everyday job. This means that they will focus on what skills they need, how to improve them most and faster, and what is the way to implement the knowledge directly into the working process. When you already have the commitment of two of the most important stakeholders in this process, then you have to make a real assessment of the needs. Maybe your business has changed. Maybe there are new trends or new production lines or innovations coming from competitors or customers themselves. Maybe you already shift some of the employees and you have new people from a different age, from a different background, so they will need to also have this training in order to align with the spirit of the company. There are two very important things that I would like to mention here now. Training cannot solve every single problem of the company. There are limits and you have to really look after them in order to be sure which of the needs of the company or the employees will be satisfied through one of these educational tools. On the other hand, you should also know that you cannot deliver the whole training package per person, per hour, just right now. You need to prioritize. After you decide what is important or what is more urgent to happen, or what are the resources available, then you need to sit and make your plan. A plan that usually have at least three very important things. The first one is who is going to be trained, the very important topics on which he is going to be trained, and finally, when in time, in resources, or in place, it is going to be performed. After you make it, you really have to communicate it inside the company. And here we come to my favorite item. You need to have a certain amount of money in order to perform a very nice and successful human resource management strategy. The money for training are really one of the most important ones, and do not ever think of diminishing them when you said that your budget is limited. This budget usually contains several items. It comes from the tutor's fee, it comes for materials, it comes from lodging and transportation, then you have support of ongoing training, and then you have to think of a way to replace the person who went to this training and not to stop the production process. Many large corporations think of reinvesting between 2 and 5% of the salary's budget for training and upgrade of skills. For you, It may sound a little bit ridiculous or too high, but do not think of replacing the level B or level C of training with level A. If you really need to have to acquire the skills necessary and to respect the person who is going to take his time to learn more for the company's sake, please choose, although maybe one, but choose the best one training offered at the market. Nevertheless, I want to be useful, so I thought of several ways how you can reduce or spare less money on training. For example, what you can do is reuse the materials already gained by one person from your company. Or maybe you can organize a group training and invite a teacher to go to your company and have it inside. This will reduce for sure the individual fees of every participant. On the other hand, what you can do is of course pre-buy e-series just like our series CSR Advicebox. This will help them to study at their workplace and have the opportunity to access the information anytime, everywhere. If you don't like reduction, still think one more time on the statistics that one of the most renowned HR Canadian think tanks already shared with us. They said that 40% of the people who do not receive training during their first year at work just leave. This is not a good statistic, looking in the fact that most of the large companies usually spend between $2,000 and $2,500 per hiring one person. In this case, this is a question with no single right answer. It depends on every organization. It is unique. You should consider nevertheless at least 2 or 3 things in order to decide what is the rhythmics of your organizational trainings. First, there are some legal, international, national or branch norms that require regular trainings. For example, for health and safety, we have it at least once per 3 months. Or for example, for fire safety, there are another legal requirements. Just read them carefully and plan. You should also consider how the working process is going on. You cannot take a person or a whole group of people coming from one department during the same time and stay with no people, with no workforce there to continue the work process. This means that you should either take them person by person or plan a very short, maybe 2 or 3 times per year, plan a very short training course. Finally, you should know that every person, especially in a long-term trainings, every person is having a specifics of learning. So their individual training maybe for some would take more than 1 week, for the others would take 2 hours per day. This depends on your individual preliminary research. Answering this question, I have a very nice and I think popular dialogue that I would like to share with you. You can imagine there is a financial manager and human resource manager sitting and discussing the budget for training. Now the financial manager asks, they are so strict. Okay, what will happen if we train these people and then they leave? The HR manager, prepared for these kind of questions and attacks, answers very calmly. Dear colleague, what will happen if we don't train them and they stay? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me, Marina Stefanova, and watching CSR Advicebox. If you really find it useful, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and be notified for every next online series. If you are urging to have them all together, go visit our webpage and pre-buy them. Do not forget to like us and share the video with your peers. Help us to enlarge the society of CSR practitioners online. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time when we are going to discuss how to better contribute to the local community. Till then, follow our Facebook page and see the most recent CSR updates worldwide.